I'm just asking, what's the priority? Is a wide receiver a must within the first 3 picks?
Most people in this town are all about drafting defense.
And I'm with those people. You're not gonna hit on every pick this draft. And if Brad Holmes does that, he is the second coming of God. He is amazing if he does. That is highly unlikely. Terry, it's
yes,
mock
sir.
draft. It's mock draft Mondays.
Monday.
So I'll say this. I'm ready for anything. I'm no longer going to be shocked by X player getting drafted in X position. So I'm gonna stick to my guns here no matter what happens. Right now, Aidan Hutchinson just went first. Terry, I think you're gonna agree with me here. There's only one option. And that's Kayvon Thibodeaux. Am I wrong to say that?
Well, Peter King came out with a mock draft where Jacksonville does not take Aidan Hutchinson. So there is a possibility that he could come here to Detroit. So things are, but the thing is it's one person's opinion who has nothing to do with the draft. And that's what a mock draft is. It's a mock. It's by people who are not involved in the draft. So we don't know what's going to happen. Aidan Hutchinson could come here to Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Trayvon Walker is the consensus Vegas favorite to go number 1 overall. I find that very interesting. And again, he fits the build of what Trent Baalke has done in his career. Athletic, freakish athlete. That's what he's always gone for. So we're going to go with Kayvon Thibodeaux at number 2 overall. At number 32, Terry, this is where things get interesting. Again, we're not going to trade. We're just going to select where the lines are. And whatever players are available, we're going to roll with it. Terry, a lot of people have been talking about George Pickens. All right?
Yes.
Good wide receiver out of Georgia, but damn his attitude. Damn, he's feisty. Got suspended by his own team. Squirted water on an opposing player. Throwing fists. Oh, look, is that a Dan Campbell player? I don't care. What do you want to accomplish in this draft? And at 32, I'm looking at safety, Terry, and I'm looking at another edge rusher. And you know what? There's a kid out of Minnesota who's available, and I don't think he'll be available at 34 because I think a team will trade up at 33 to get him, and that's Boye Mafe. I'm not wasting my time here. I'm taking 2 edge rushers, Terry. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but I'm going 2 edge rushers in the first round. If there's not a wide receiver I'm in love with, it's tough for me not to take another edge rusher. They need edge help.
They do, and they need help in the wide receiver room too. I am not opposed to 2 edge rushers, but I think the way the league is, if you have an elite wide receiver there at 32, you take him. You help Jared Goff, or you help whoever's replacement is going to be, and you help an offense that, we always say how pathetic the defense is. The offense was pretty weak too. So you need players. Forget all this. Let's coach them up. No, let's get some players that can be coached up.
I'm okay with that. mindset. At 34, again, things get interesting. Do you go wide receiver here? Do you go linebacker? Do you want to take a chance on a safety at 66 instead of Lewis Sine or Jaquan Brisker here at 34? I'm going to be inclined to agree with you, Terry. I'm taking George Pickens at 34.
Okay.
I'm taking a wide receiver at 34.
We're in lockstep.
Yeah, get the wide receiver in the building. Now, does DJ Chark maybe buy you a year to take a wide receiver? Maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that you're going to need one. And do you plan on signing DJ Chark long term? I don't believe that's the case.
No, and does he want to be here long term? We don't know that.
Who knows? And again, I've got a million things in my mind, but I will say at 66, I think, although I believe linebacker is so important, I'm going to take Kirby Joseph, safety out of Illinois, at 66. So now we've addressed safety, wide receiver, and edge. Now, Adam, could you have gone not 2 edge rushers in the first round, ended up with a safety ended up with a receiver, linebacker, and then taking an edge at 66? Yeah, probably. But yeah, I find it tough to pass on Boye Mafe at 32 and Kayvon Thibodeaux at 2, given how this board plays out. And 97, Terry, this is where, again, you're kind of shooting in the wind here. Who knows if these players are going to work out? Are you looking for a tackle, a tight end? Are you looking for a linebacker? Who knows? At the end of the day, this team needs talent. And who's going to be on the board? There's not many players that really make me comfortable. I would say Brandon Smith out of Penn State, linebacker, is an option. But again, once we get past pick 100, at this point, you're looking for depth. You're not looking for a surefire talent. Hell, I don't think they're even available.
You're looking for luck.
You're looking, essentially, you're looking for another. I would say you're looking for another Amon-Ra St. Brown if you're lucky, and I think a lot of that.
Or
is
you're
luck.
looking for another Matty.
But we're gonna maybe. Well, I don't know about that. We're gonna look.
I don't think you can
We're gonna take Channing. We're gonna take the kid out of Georgia, linebacker Channing Tindall. So we'll go there. Again, now we're at the point you're in the 4th round, Terry. I think there's a million things available to you. If you want to take a running back, if you want to take a linebacker, it's up to you. I won't be mad at it. I'm gonna take a running back. I'm gonna take Ty Chandler out of North Carolina. Fresh legs are never a bad thing. We'll go down for a tight end here eventually. Not many tight ends available in this version, but we'll take Jake Ferguson. So, again, this draft is coming to a close. I think it's important, again, 2 edge rushers in the 1st round. It's different. I don't know how I feel about it in terms of, is that the priority? I don't think so. But are you taking a corner at 2? I don't think so. Are you taking a receiver at 2? I don't believe so. And again, I don't think we're trading back either. I would love a scenario where they're picking at 8 or 10, and they can go wide receiver, and then they can go edge rusher at their. I don't care what they do at that point. Hell, they could flip it. It could be edge and wide receiver again still. It doesn't matter.
Are you scared of Pickens because he's supposedly a jerk?
No.
Or he's...
No, I don't believe in that stuff.
You shouldn't.
Again, no.
I mean, you shouldn't believe in that
I think
stuff.
with the right environment, the right coaching staff, Antonio Brown was a sane human being in Pittsburgh. He left and he was cuckoo
not
for Cocoa
really.
Puffs.
He had some
but they
problems
covered
there.
it up well.
Right.
Did it matter? When he was producing, did it matter? If George Pickens is getting you 70, 80 catches a year, 1,100 yards, no one's going to be saying a damn thing about the guy.
Right.
That's the reality of the NFL. So that's what we got for the Lions this week. Guys, for all of you asking about mock drafts and where to submit them to Maddie's email. She already threw it in the chat. DM me or Woodward Sports on Twitter. DM Maddie, be our guest. Send over your mock drafts tomorrow. And, of course, Thursday we will go over all of your mock drafts. Make sure you don't miss out. Again, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And this will be the final time we will go over your mock drafts. So make sure you submit
Thank
them.
God.
I may dedicate 2 segments for it each day just for you guys, just so you can all get your mocks in. Terry, what's the consensus here? Edge, linebacker, safety? Edge, safety, receiver? I don't care about the order. I'm just asking, what's the priority? Is a wide receiver a must within the first 3 picks? Or, man, it's not really that necessary?
I don't think there's a consensus because you can plug and play linebacker, wide receiver, edge rusher, and you would all say, yep, they need help at, yep. For me, I would go edge, wide receiver, safety.
Edge, wide receiver, safety. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with this. I'm not.
But I could even, if you told me edge, receiver, edge, I'd be like that. Yeah, right on. Cool.
They're going to need help. Aquara's coming off an injury, a major injury. Charles Harris is what? I know what I'm getting out of him. You guys, you want a game wrecker. And if I told you that you drafted 2 wide receivers, 2 safeties, and 2 edge rushers, and one of each worked out, and they were an impact player, you would be happy and you wouldn't give a crap that you missed on 3 other players.
Right.
You're not going to hit on every pick this draft. And if Brad Holmes does that, he is the second coming of God. I don't know. He is amazing if he does. That is highly unlikely. You are going to miss some. That's the NFL draft. 52% of the picks since 2000 have missed, or have hit at number 2 overall. That means you miss 48% of the time, Terry.
That's a scary stat.
That's the
Very
reality.
scary. But the Lions have to hit on the first 3 picks. They have to hit on 2. I mean, yeah, you could say normally out of those you hit 1 out of 3, but the Lions have to hit 2 out of 3 because of the state of their team. It's in 3-13-1, and you can sugarcoat all you want. Oh, they played hard and they didn't give up, but the bottom line is they were 3-13-1. Oh, but yeah, they were in games and everything. That's the NFL. NFL on any season, 45 to 57% of games are decided by 1 score. That's just the NFL. It's a pass-fail league. So you need, you've already changed the culture a little bit. So now you need talent. And that talent, that new talent, has to believe in the new culture fit. So that's what you need. And everybody doesn't have to be choir boys. Let's stop with the choir boy thing. Oh, well, he stole a bagel from a restaurant once. I don't care. You have to take chances on guys that may not be the sweetest guys in the world, but can they play? And do they have that edge?
Yeah, look.
Are they spicy?
Even at wide receiver, they have Cephas, they have St. Brown, they have Reynolds, they signed Chark. It's a lot of people in one receiver room. Not that they're perfect, right? Not that they're part of the team's future. But I'm open to the idea they don't draft a wide receiver this year. And in next year's draft, that mid-first round pick ends up being a wide receiver. That
right.
doesn't make that doesn't.
I'm gonna bring up a word.
Uh-oh.
It's called great.
Rate?
Great. Who out of that room is great? Any of those guys great?
St. Brown can be. That's it.
But he's not. He's not now.
Yet. I mean, he's second-year pro, but he showed flashes of all-pro football down the stretch. He was a Pro Bowl player down the stretch his last 6-7 games. But, yeah, no, none of them are great. But do I need them to be great, Terry, to win games this year? Given the way the team is set up right now.
I think you're looking too short-term. I'm looking at this year, next year.
Can I get the best wide receiver on the board at 32?
The best one? No, but you can get a damn good one.
Yes. In theory, yes. But you don't have that choice. You don't know who's going to be available at 32. And likely Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, they're all going to be gone. And if you want to pick between Pickens, Sky Moore, sure, but that wouldn't have been your first, second, or third, fourth option. That's the tricky part. So I'm willing to wait a year on a wide receiver, Terry, because it's a run-heavy team this year. Lots of play action. I think it's more important for them, again, to address the defense. And if the first 4 picks, are 2 edge rushers, a linebacker, and a safety, I think you're in business. And you know what? I kind of want to see what that looks like. 2 safeties, not 2 safeties.
2 edge.
2 edge rushers, a safety, and a linebacker. So Kayvon Thibodeaux at 2. We'll take a safety at 2. What do you think? Safety at 2. Let's do safety at 2 and see what falls in our lap at 66.
2, like
32, excuse me.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can do that.
At 2, Kayvon Thibodeaux. At 32, we'll go, again, safety. They signed Deshaun Elliott. Is he a long-term solution? No. We're going to go, damn, this is a tough decision. We're going to go Lewis Sign. We'll just take the position. We'll go linebacker Leo Chenal at 34. And at 66, Terry, we're going to have an option at edge rusher. Who knows who's going to be on the board? Damn, a good one's going to be on the board, Terry. Cameron Thomas is going to be available on the board. And there you go. It's that easy.
I'd say bingo. I think
Kayvon
most people in this town are all about drafting defense.
And I'm with those people. I really am. And you know what? At 97, Romeo Dubes out of Nevada at wide receiver if you want to take a shot. Or you can go with James Cook at 97. And you add depth. And speaking of running backs, by the way, I do have a question for you. Local boy. Kenneth Walker III.
Yes.
You think he's worth a flyer in the early second round? Not for the Lions, but for an NFL team? You think he's going to work out in the NFL?
I think the way the NFL is set up, he's late second to third round.
Mid to late second,
Right.
or
But sometimes there's teams are desperate for something. They want to get something. If Kenneth Walker is your cup of tea, yes, an early flyer, second round, yeah, I could see that. But my guess is late second to third round is where he'll go. But it all depends on what teams are feeling at that moment. So yeah, he could go early second round. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I could see that happen.
yeah, I'm all on board with the Kenneth Walker's going to walk in and probably make huge impact in the NFL. I think he's going to be a really good player.